Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty-gritty, under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, that means there's something very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. Going down the rabbit hole, not up your asshole. Now, since I got most of you off, my videos are not pertaining to the masses of asses. I repeat, it is not pertaining to the masses of asses. So if you're this strolling the wrong, there should be something cringy about my video that throws you off. And you should not watch my videos. Alright, so we got that out of the way now here. Now, for those people who like to learn, especially how I go about life, and my anecdotal ways of psychology, philosophy, whatever, and everything else, I want people to understand something. If you were called a narcissist or even a psychopath, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make another video on the word psychopath and sociopath, but I want to make myself very clear, all right, that this word narcissist is a very popular word that started coming into being like 2-3 years ago. I put that in my vocabulary because I saw the word controlling. Now, I don't know, I may be inaccurate about when it started coming out, but I tell people, I tell you guys, I'm actually catering towards most people who are intellectuals, who are more likely to be open-minded, to be educated, okay, right? To use common sense. So there are guys who are called controlling, and they're not controlling. And there are people called narcissists, and they're not narcissists. And then people get the terminologies of psychopath and sociopath get mixed up. All right? But I just want to explain something here. If you ever been called a narcissist, you should look up the word first. So stay away from people who don't like research. This is important, guys. All right? And gals and intersexes in between. There are more than two sexes. Yes, there is. Candace Owens, look it up. I'm pretty sure you heard about intersex, but that's another subject for another day. Now, a narcissist, it says right there, an individual who exhibits traits associated with narcissistic personality disorder, a mental illness characterized by a persuasive pattern of grandiosity, okay? A constant need for admiration and lack of empathy. Now, this is important. The word admiration is there. So we want to make sure we understand this very clear. Most women are indeed narcissists. Just that sentence alone. It says lack of empathy. They do not have the ability. I'm not saying all women are like this. I'm saying 80% of women out there are like this. And only 20% of men are like this. So I'm making sure I'm telling it very clear. Because I know who those men are. I talk to those type of grandiose, arrogant prick of men out there. I know who they are. And women love those types of men. And as I said to you women out there, I talk direct and open so you would understand me clearly. If you're a woman watching this, I have no hate for women. I actually serve you. Okay, I serve women all of the time back in my heydays, but I don't do it no more. You ever heard of a gigolo? Y'all guys ever heard of a pimps? The pimps and the hustlers and all of them, they get the money over the used honey. All right? I used to be a gigolo doing services for women. For a fee, for a charge. But now these days, women are too broke. Okay, so I'm not trying to get into that too much. We're talking about narcissism here. All right? So you see the word lack of empathy. Me, I have a lack of empathy for evil people who don't have lack of empathy for others. So we're just even based. If you're a psychopath for the dark side, I'm a psychopath to get your dark side too as well. No diddy. Because I don't like wicked people with no empathy. Empathy means to feel what others are feeling. I feel what others feel all of the time, but I say, hey, you don't know me to call me a narcissist. But it's okay. I kind of look at that as a compliment. And I try to flip it on them. I say, yeah, I'm a narcissist to you because you're a narcissist. because they don't know what the word means. But let's get on with the word here. Grandiose. When you see women dancing around, prancing around, half naked on the videos and stuff like that, that is a basic term for narcissism. The Jezebel spirit is within their bodies. They did not have a father figure. Okay? The father is important in the household, but women do not like to be under a man. They are not Christians. A lot of women are hypocritical. They do not read the Bible. They'll take bits and pieces out of the Bible and think they're Christians, but they're not. The Bible clearly gives you an idea of what a man and a woman and a child is. But they don't read that. But anyway, let's go on. An exaggerated sense of self-importance. Yes. Yes, as you can see here as I'm moving this around. An inflated view of their own abilities and achievements is very superficial. All right, you see it all the time. As I said before, I don't hate women. I'm actually here to help you grow women out. Okay, all right. I'm actually here. Okay, I'm still here. I'm just busy doing things, running all over the place. Okay, and here we go. Another one. A need for admiration. You can see it in their eyes. It's usually their eyes. They constantly seek praise and attention. There you go. Even for minimal or no effort. Nothing at all. Like OnlyFans women. I know you guys you beta males love watching that shit, but don't pay them. Go ahead and watch it. It's a beautiful art. Now I know there's people out there who don't like pornography, but people are just closed-minded. They don't think clear, okay? Because they may have their lives control. They might have their sexual life under control, but they don't think about others. They don't care about that. And that's a form of narcissism. A selfish deed, okay? They don't think of others. When people don't think of others, you should stay away from them. There are red flags. Preoccupation with success and power. This is independent women. They don't have any idea of love. They consumed by fantasies of unlimited success, power, and ideal love. Okay, all right? Lack of empathy. All right? As I said before, they do not identify themselves emotionally with others. And they definitely do not, surely do not identify themselves with you as a man. And as I said before, I've been a therapist and a counselor for women for many, 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 many years. I've been told horrific things, far more than a man can dream of. But I still feel men, there's no hell's fury than a man scorn. Because usually the man is going to put them in the box. All right? The man will put the woman in the box. She will put, her hair is in the grave. Okay? Because she messed with the wrong person. Okay? Because women, they tend to put you in jail. But that's their limit. Because they can get a hitman. But most women are not like that. They get a hitman. But men do put women in the ground. Especially when they snap. It will not be televised. It's just, they'll be gone. The baby may even die, okay? That's how angry they are. It's called passion of heat. Or a passion of crime or whatever, okay? You want to look it up. You can look it up. And they get heavy sentences, too, when they snap in the heat of passion. But you need a powerful lawyer for that. But let's continue on. Sense of entitlement. We already know that, guys. And as I said before, if you're following me on my videos, you know I travel. I do things that guys can't do. I know a lot of you guys don't know how to get paid for women. I am not a trick. And I am not a simp. Alright? I do not cater to women at all. I usually tell them this is what my fee is and this is what you'll get. And back in the days, I used to do the services and they will always pay me. It's mainly predominantly white women. White older women. But I had to stop that shit because I got trapped in a woman's house one time. Never again, okay? But you don't have to be sexual with them, guys. You don't have to be sexual with women to do gigolo services. You don't have to be sexual with them. There are other means, okay, of doing things for them. But I'm talking about narcissism here. Exploitative behavior. People take that out of context all the time. Like, if you're going overseas, because you have high standards like myself, and you have these standards, and you put those standards in place, that's not exploitation. Exploitation is when you're taking advantage of someone's weaknesses, and you're caught doing it. Okay? So if you're having two conversations with people, and I tell women all the time, hey, You know, I am here for love. I am looking for a nuclear family. That is not exploitation. Okay, I usually tell women ahead of time, are you a virgin? Where's your father at? That's not exploitation. I am looking for candidates, women who are compatible with me. And I reject so many women, okay? Because they lost their virginity in a very, very poor country, okay? And that is not what they're supposed to be doing. But anyway, let's continue here. Okay, they achieve to take advantage of others and own goals. My goals is mainly my goals. If you have goals, they should follow your goals. Just like what women do. Women do it all the time. But they usually keep it secret. They don't usually are not upfront. Most people in general are beta. They're not going to tell you all of what their dreams and desires are. Because they don't want to seem controlling. Okay. Alright. So, let's continue on out here. Alright. Okay. Arrogant demeanor. Now, arrogant demeanor means full of pride. Okay. And when they speak to you, not in a passive voice, there you go. A form of arrogance. They ain't afraid of you. They ain't afraid of no ghosts. And that's all I really want to say about narcissism. If you've ever been called a narcissism or controlling, you know you're dealing with a woman. It's most likely predominantly a woman that's telling you sound that you are doing the right thing. Okay? Alright? And if you're doing the right thing, you better, that's a red flag. You have to trigger them. When you trigger them, then you know what you're dealing with. I trigger people all the time. I'll say something, and they'll think I'm capping or some shit. And then when I show them proof, then they all quiet. Then they'll lose their bet. Like when I tell this guy, I'm going to throw a 3-point hook shot over your head, and you're going to try to block it, right? You're going to give me my 300, and he won't pay me. But you got to be careful, though. Some people get upset really bad, okay? Like the one girl who played this dude, and the girl beat him and playing basketball. And he shot her. This happened in Brooklyn. So you got to be careful who you playing games with. Alright? So this is why I do everything outside. I don't do anything in the Western countries, the developed countries. So now, since you understand the terminology of narcissism, NPD, it changes over time. All of the medical books, they change all of the time. So it's never going to stay the same. Okay? Usually the word for narcissism is usually arrogant and self-loathing. Things change. Words change over time. Okay? Other than that, that's all I really got to say now. I don't know if I've been talking more than 10 minutes or not. But I'm going to post this on my YouTube so you guys can understand that when someone calls you a narcissist and you're not like Poetic Justice where that guy's always brushing his hair backwards. You're not like that. There are 20% of guys out there that are like that, but the women love them because they didn't have no father figures. So please understand why they choose these type of men, okay? And another thing is that, as I said before, I make videos unique for certain people, not for everyone else, all right? For good intentions, good intentions. But when people call me that, I'm like, you don't know what that word means. You don't even know who I am to even say that. They don't really know who you are. They're in their feelings. They're in their emotions. It's usually predominantly a female or effeminate male that's speaking like that. You sound controlling, dog. I said, no, man, you gotta have protection in your house. You gotta have regulations. You have to have standards. Most people don't have standards. Because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. If there's anything I'm saying or if you something disagree with, then comment. And say something if you want, okay? I do not expect many people to watch my videos because they're cringy, okay? I'm like a Charleston White in steroids. But I'm better built, okay? I get more things than he does. Not to show off. I love Charleston White's content. I love it, okay? And other than that, we guys are a rare a dime a dozen. I'm a role model and a mentor off the screen. I do a lot of different things. You don't see me, and that's good. Other than that, yeah, have a nice day. And as I said before, if you're a woman watching me, don't take offense to what I'm saying. I know you're emotional. I know you didn't have a father figure. That's why you come to guys like me for therapy. And if you say, I don't need you, don't need your ass, then that's your problem right there. Because you're too emotional. Now, there will always be simps. So many simps, so little time. They're the ones who paying for the Pornhub and also the OnlyFans. Well, what is a man to do like me? I can't do too much. I think it's a good thing to have pornography. If it wasn't for porn, there would be a lot more women dead by real men. Okay, right? There would be a whole lot more women dead. Okay, trust me on that. Okay, but that's why we have the law in place. Okay. Other than that, y'all have a nice day. And don't go astray. Contact me to get out of the hay. Right? What did you say? Hey, that rhymes. Peace.